Welcome to Poker Buzz. I'm Sula, and on today's podcast, we'll be talking with Adelaide's premier poker venue, Stack Social, the one and only owner, Andrew Michael.
Hi,
Hey, Andrew.
how are you?
Welcome to the show. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Great, thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure, my pleasure. So, Andrew, just to start the show off, for the audience to get to know you a little bit better and your venue, Stack Social, if you could be kind enough just to give us a little bit of a background of how Stack Social came about and your background with poker to actually add the
Sure.
poker to the venue.
To the venue, yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interesting because it's an interesting dynamic having the bar attached to a poker room. So originally, the my passion for poker, I've discovered poker in Vegas. I used to travel to Vegas for work every year, as you do for a conference every year. So I discovered poker in Vegas while I was on a working holiday every year. So poker's always been a hobby of mine and a good outlet for me while working. So I was actually in the perfume industry for 15 years, and that's what led me to Vegas. Was I used to buy all my fragrances from America every year, and then I used to travel on my own to play poker as well. After I finished up with my business, I had a couple of years off, and I spent a couple of years traveling, playing poker socially around Australia, overseas, and then just with some friends at home. Nothing ever serious. It was just a hobby. With those couple of years I had off, I thought my next path was going to be to open up a bar. So I started preparing a business plan to open up a bar and get into liquor. And then I had some conversations with a couple of poker enthusiasts in Adelaide, a couple of the guys that are very well known in the space, well respected, been playing poker their whole lives, and they live and breathe poker. And we decided to open up an exclusive poker room that brought my element and my dream of opening a bar into the one concept. So
Nice.
was to make poker fun again. Offer a really cool eatery attached to the venue, more to service the poker players, so they could bring their partners, listen to. We've got live music in the background, so the partners could come, enjoy a meal, play a bit of poker, offer some education on poker, which is important to us, and bring poker out of the underground and make just the general public understand that poker isn't a game of gambling. It's a sport. It's a game that anyone can learn, and just have more fun with the game of poker. So just from general chat, and we just decided to open Stack Social, and yeah, the idea of a bar and a poker in the background was a little bit unsure about at the start, because people would walk up to the venue and weren't sure what were. So
Yeah.
still trying to discover what our identity was. But it worked, and I had a really nice energy and vibe about the venue. We based our concept, the style of the venue, on the Rat Pack. Rat Pack songs with Bink performers in Las Vegas. So the decor of the venue is based on, yes, old 70s Las Vegas. We've got a bit of memorabilia from the Rat Pack around the venue. Nice and leather booths, beautiful leather tables. So it's all based on that era. And it gives the venue a sense of elegance and class. And just a beautiful room to play poker in as well.
And I see your tables are pretty snazzy. Your
Yeah,
poker tables.
we're the first. We're the first in Australia to adopt the Poker Atlas software. So there's a little iPad in each of our poker tables, which controls any format of game, whether we're playing the time games, whether we're running a tournament. The software is amazing. It's got its own app, so players can actually register from home. Players can actually register on the app and see who's in the venue, what games are running, what stakes are running. The app even has the ability to for the dealer to actually put in people's chips out, so you can see what chips people have at any point in time.
Yeah, in play.
Um,
That's sensational.
yeah, the software is amazing. We actually had the team from Poker Atlas in Vegas actually came over for a couple of weeks and spent 2 weeks with us installing the software, getting to know us, training and education for all the staff and myself on how it works. And the software is amazing, and it's a great tool for us, and it gives us a point of difference with service, which is something that I'm hot on in the venue. Having the bar and the food and the hospitality side of the business, when players want food or beverage, it's a simple push of the button from our dealer, which sends a message to our bar for table service, a bit like what you see in America. So yeah, we're hot on giving people an experience when they come to Stacked. We offer a beautiful menu for food, delicious cocktails, and we have an emphasis on cognac as well.
I know, I've seen some photos and I'm
Yeah,
just so jealous. I was just like, and
yeah,
speaking of jealousy, I know that you're supposed to have, we'll get to it, but on the topic at the moment, you're going to be running a major tournament this week, in fact, which
yes,
I
yeah.
would have
This
been
year,
there physically
yeah,
myself, which
yeah,
again, stupid COVID,
yeah,
but anyway,
yeah,
but yeah, just seeing all the photos and, I know a few people that have come from Brisbane down to Stack Social, and they've just said to me they raved that the experience is unbelievable, and the atmosphere, the service, Andrew, they just couldn't say enough about your venue, and that's so good to hear, and I think you are the first of your kind to be able to provide that type of service with that table of, pressing the button, having a waiter coming to the table without, the old hello yelling out, I
yeah.
think that's great. Fantastic.
And with a part of the service includes complimentary drinks, coffee, and food as well.
Nice.
That's always readily available for the players, whether they're cheese platters, cheese boards. They're always available for the players to enjoy while we're at the venue as well. So this week actually marks a year since we opened up the doors at Stacked, and
Congratulations.
it was going to be a year to the date that we actually launch our first poker series. We had put a lot of planning and effort into making this happen. It was a year in the planning. We thought from the year from we opened, we were strategically going to be a year when we launch our first series. And prior to COVID, we're about to start a series of satellites to buy into the main event. It was going to be a $3,000 main event with a guarantee of $100,000 up top.
Wow.
And we started generating lots of interest from Adelaide and interstate. People actually buying in to secure their seat already. That all fell to pieces when COVID struck, unfortunately for us. So we've had to postpone the series. We haven't yet released a date for when we're going to relaunch the series, but I anticipate it's going to be early next year, once things settle down with COVID and upon approval from SA Health, when we can go back to playing full ring poker. And yeah, so I'm hoping around February, March next year, we'll be able to relaunch the event and start getting some traction and some satellites running for the event.
Nice.
The event was going to be an event of hospitality as well. So included in your event buy-in, you would have had a dinner service menu, which was going to be included in your buy-in. You would have had some cognac tasting, which we were going to do as well to tie in the theme of the cognac bar. So you're gonna experience the whole venue at the event as well. So that was something we're going to give back to the players as well for coming and experiencing Stack Social. So I guess we'll put a post out, an announcement when we've got some dates confirmed. But I imagine the guarantee we're going to offer and the schedule will probably remain, because we did spend some time on finalising structures and how the week would play out with some partners in alcohol coming on board and some other partners sponsoring the event to make it really special.
Nice. So just to paint a little picture for the audience, Andrew, what is your capacity for number of players, for example, for a tournament? So, for example, your main event that you were just talking about, the $3,000 buy-in. So what's your capacity for that game, for example?
We have 5 permanent tables at Stack Social. We also have a couple extra tables in storage. So we're debating whether we keep it as it was going to be two day ones essentially to buy in. So we're debating whether we keep our capacity and make it more boutique as a 100-person capacity event, generating a prize pool of $300,000.
$300,000, yeah.
If there was demand, we would make use of the extra tables we have and make the event slightly bigger. I was leaning towards keeping it at a capacity of 100 and making it 100 max event, making it more prestigious, and more so I can control the service on having 50-person per flight, which I've explained how important it is service to me, and making sure that the poker players have an experience at our venue. So being able to control the food element, the drinks, the service, and the poker room, I think it was more advantageous to keep it at 50-person packs per day.
Yeah, sounds good. So with your actual weekly events then, obviously we're talking pre-COVID too. So your weekly events are from Sunday to Thursday. Well, they will be. Yeah.
So prior to COVID, the poker room was actually running 7 days a week. 7 days a week, and we'd do a regular tournament on Sunday afternoon, where they'd come in the afternoon, get the game going. We'd stop for a gourmet dinner provided by us, and then the event would finish by about midnight on a Sunday, giving people the opportunity that worked on a Monday to get to bed in time and Monday. So
go to work. Yeah.
About 3 o'clock on a Sunday. That was a weekly poker tournament. It was a $250 buy-in, and that was going great. We're getting great numbers to that event. And then our daily timed games would run 7 days a week, 5 p.m. to 8. As a result of COVID, we've had to close the whole entire venue. And since we've reopened as purely a bar on a Friday and Saturday night, until we get further clarification from Minister of Health that we can operate the poker at full capacity, nine-handed, which is what the players want. We didn't want to reopen the poker room short-handed with constraints. So we've decided to put poker on hold until further notice. We anticipate to be back open soon, because things seem to be going well with COVID in South Australia, and restrictions are starting to ease. So we expect to make an announcement soon on when the poker is going to reopen.
So COVID obviously has impacted each and every one of us, not only as individuals, but obviously with the businesses. But within the poker industry, it's yeah, it's like a hurricane has come through the poker with COVID. And just recently, like with New South Wales, what's happened is really sad, that all poker has ceased.
Yeah,
And to the attention of mainly the sharing of the cards and the chips, Andrew. Um, Not only was the factor first off, the distance between people, and like you said, playing shorthanded six max. Because I know here in Queensland, we are playing six max
yeah,
at the time being, and that seems to be working fine. Within the venues, the usual sanitizers, et cetera, is being like the protocol with the COVID regulations. Um, but then this came up about with the sharing of cards and chips. It
correct.
just,
Yeah,
yeah, it's one of those
that's
things. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's just I can understand that. And like we discussed prior, is like, what do you change cards and chips every every
that's
hand?
impossible. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
impossible.
been the message from SA Health to us. Is the reason we it's frowned upon to open is because of the use of the shared equipment. It's unavoidable to not share poker chips and cards. The social distancing thing, um, it's not so much about that, 'cause people come to hospitality venues and sit as a group. So there's nothing stopping a group of guys sitting around having dinner around a table. So they can come to the venue and sit around a poker table, but it's the use of the chips and the cards which we can't avoid.
Yep,
Even going six-handed, it doesn't change the fact that you're still sharing the
yeah,
chips and the cards.
that's so true.
So
So
as much as we're disappointed about being a new business, being 6 months in and being forced to shut down, there's a bigger picture at stake here, and we're happy and understand to take the advice from the governing bodies to put poker on hold for the time being for the rest of the community. So um, taking that, we've taken this opportunity to grow the other side of the business and concentrate on the bar side, which has been amazing. So we decided to reopen the bar just purely on Friday and Saturday night, which has now brought in more people into the venue, exposed our brand. People are continuing to ask questions about poker, wanting to learn, wanting to come in. So we're creating a database of people wanting to come to the venue once it's open for poker, and continue to build our awareness about poker and our brand. So yeah, it hasn't been all negative for us. So we'll continue to um, spread the word about poker in Adelaide, and we anticipate, we'll be open pretty soon.
that's awesome to hear. So, with just a point of difference, I know there's a few that you've already made and they're obvious, but as opposed, because here in Queensland, I can speak on behalf of Queensland because I live here. We have massive, like the majority of our poker are poker leagues,
Yeah,
from the bigger companies to the independents, which all do a great job, by the way. They're fantastic. Um, Whereas down in Adelaide, your point of difference as Stack Social, as your own venue, as opposed to these pub um, poker venues, would you put it down to um, not only the game being different, obviously the service is different. What makes you so for example, to come, let's go play at Stack Social, then going to, say, Joe Blog down the road poker? What would you draw me as a poker player to come to Stack Social?
it's the ambience and it's the venue. It's the staff. It's the
Yeah.
feeling you when you walk to a venue, you are wowed by our venue. It's
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's a place you want to be, not only to play poker, but to have a night out with your friends. We have groups of guys that have brought their home game instead of playing at home, and now bring their home game to Stack Social because they can get everything they want at home with the benefit of having a professional dealer, their own weight to serve them food and drink without the hassle of cleaning up after themselves.
Yeah.
And you've got an environment where other people are in the venue. You're chatting about poker, you're chatting about life. So what makes our venue special is the environment we've created, the ambience of the theme of the Rat Pack running through the venue, through everyone. Like I said, we don't encourage the hoodies and the earphones while playing. We encourage people to have a little bit more of a dress code when they come, so it's a bit more friendly, a bit more female friendly. So it's not, our venue. We've got female poker players that come and play. They're not intimidated by a dark room full of guys dressed inappropriately. Everyone's dressed smartly. Everyone's friendly. The dealers are amazing. Poker manager's amazing. So you feel comfortable around everyone in the venue.
Yeah. Sounds. I'm telling you, like the photos alone.
Yeah.
I follow you on Facebook. Mind you, everyone get on Facebook, follow Stack Social. But I can tell you, it's just even the cocktails, Andrew.
Yeah,
I
the
see some
cocktails
of
are
your
delicious.
photos are just, they're sensational.
We've
Fantastic.
done nights where we've had groups of girls come into the bar and they've said, like, how do you play poker? I've sat them down and gave them a half an hour tutorial on poker. They've all grabbed a cocktail. They've sat around the poker table with me and we've had a friendly game of poker and taught them how to play. That's a unique experience in itself.
Definitely.
A misconception as to what poker is, but poker is actually fun. We've had girls come in for a hens night for a game of poker and drinks. That's another experience for them. So that's what definitely separates us from probably any other venue in Australia.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, for the future for Stack Social, we've touched on it briefly. So, people can expect that a series will be coming. Your weekly games, nightly games will come to fruition again, hopefully sooner than later. And it will be,
Yep.
and it'll all
So
be advertised on your Facebook, on your socials, obviously with the buzz too we like and share. So yeah, hopefully that'll all come back to some normality sooner than later.
we hope to be open sooner rather than later. We've made a decision to run the poker from Sunday to Thursday moving forward. The venue is going to operate as a cocktail lounge on Friday and Saturday nights. We've post-COVID, we've gained a lot of traction with the venue purely operating as a cocktail lounge on the weekend, and we're at capacity on the weekend with people wanting to come to the venue for the hospitality side of the business. When the venue's at full capacity, it makes probably playing poker a little bit difficult with the amount of people and the noise. So we've just made a business decision, just recently to probably reopen the poker room soon, but purely Sunday to Thursday. We still have the same ambience and still energy. We just won't have a lot of people in the venue, probably drinking excessively at times. So we've got to find a balance of both, because the concept does work, having people in the venue while poker games are running, just not while running at capacity.
At capacity,
We can't offer the poker players a service I want to offer, like I've talked about. While we've got 100 people in the venue and trying to service and run a poker room as well, it's challenging. Would rather go back to the original concept of having a laid back cocktail lounge and the poker room as well. it's hard to manage with venue being full. So
Yeah.
we decided to run the bar purely as a bar on Friday and Saturday. Yeah.
Awesome. So hopefully, once COVID is under control, back to the original plan for Andrew and Stack Social.
Yep.
I can assure you, Poker Buzz will be coming to visit you and your team down there to actually enjoy the real life experience that you have to offer. I can hardly wait. Like,
Yeah, we look forward to
it'll
having
be
you.
awesome.
We're discussing you guys coming down and doing some commentary and broadcasting the event. And
Yeah.
so unfortunately, that didn't happen for either of us. But
Well, we're doing something today for our
yeah, we'll get
anniversary this year.
yeah, yeah, it was going to be this week that you came to Adelaide, actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be back.
We will. So, Andrew, before we go, it's a tradition before the show finishes, we do a 60 seconds with Queen Bee. Are you up for it?
Let's go.
All right, let me put my little timer on. Okay. So, what's the best time of day for you? What's Andrew's favorite time of day?
The morning. I'm a morning person. Yeah.
What's your one pet hate in a poker room?
Pet hate in a poker room. When people sit down and don't say hello.
You're social like I am. I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Your most popular cocktail at Stack Social?
Ooh, I think it's our signature cocktail is the stacked espresso tini. So it's our version is made with cognac. That's our most popular cocktail is the Las Vegas iced tea, or
nice.
the porn star martini.
I might have to have all three.
Yeah.
And hang on, it's just gone off, but I'll cancel. Wait a minute. And the last one is, which or what is one of your favorite poker destinations that you've been to?
Other than Stack Social.
Yeah, I like that.
Are we talking about a city, or are we talking about a casino or poker room? Or I mean, probably Las Vegas. Yeah.
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 Could high five you there. Yes,
Yeah, there's
definitely.
a lot of fun that happens
It's
in
an
Australia.
experience like none other, isn't it, Andrew?
Yeah. Yeah. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's a bit like our motto at Stack. What happens at Stack stays at Stack. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew. I'd just like to thank you so much again for joining us on the show and giving us an insight to your wonderful venue, Stack Social, down in Adelaide. Poker players, make sure to visit Stack Social on Facebook, like the page, follow the Stack Social on social media as well, and we'll keep you tuned with anything that's going to be happening in the future. For example, when the actual major series is going to be up and running again, and when the actual weekly games will start also. But so appreciate your time, Andrew, and so looking forward to coming and seeing you in person and enjoying that lovely venue.
Thank you so much today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. We'll talk soon and keep safe, hey?
Talk soon. See you, Sula.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.